My name is Dinat Ishaku. I'm the Executive Director of Asian Girls, Women, Youth and Community Development Network. I'm a health literacy expert and I am a humanitarian. Generally, what I do is service for humanity. I involve in trainings, empowerment trainings, building the capacity of women and girls and youth to be able to fit into opportunities that comes to them, especially as concerns health, education and civilian security, helping them to be capable enough to strive for the social protection policies that they deserve as citizens and as humans.
Some of your programs involved gender awareness and trying to bring awareness to the northern people of gender. So far, what are the challenges you've been facing in this regard, and how have you been trying to navigate through all of them?
Well, possibly, I hope I'm not wrong if I said I've not faced any challenges. Even though some of the challenges we tend to have, I have personally had, is trying to get through communities, through stakeholders, which is actually the right thing to do and the first thing to do before you get access to the community. Some stakeholders tend to be resistant coming to them with the issue of inclusion because our tradition and somehow our religion has made us understand that the African woman is supposed to be a second-class citizen, and as such, when you come with any contradicting message, sometimes they try to sweep it under the carpet so that those women will not have the knowledge. Knowledge, of course, they say is power. So they try to deny you access to those women. That is basically the challenges I have faced. Some of the challenges I've faced are the cause of my service to humanity, and especially as concerns gender inclusion.
Those women you're talking about, what kind of issues or problems do you think they need to know that they're being denied the right to?
Mostly it's the right to leadership. By leadership, and I don't mean a woman should just stand up and feel she's supposed to lead a group of men. No. Leadership in terms of their position in the health sector, leadership in terms of taking their positions in the educational sector, and leadership in terms of knowing what to be involved with, what they deserve, and what they should get. Example is the UN Resolution 1325 that talks about inclusion, that talks about promotion, that talks about persecution, and all for women. Persecution in terms of giving some percentage of slots to women during recruitment of security agencies, because it's a shame that sometimes when a girl is involved in rape case or some form of gender-based violence, you go to the counter and on the desk that she is supposed to that particular case is supposed to be reported, you find out that the person on that desk is a male. Now tell me, how will the 10-year-old girl feel comfortable sharing such experience with a male? It's unfortunate, and some of the things that's my driven passion, and those are the things I strive to address. Giving space for women to partake, and giving space to women does not only allow other women to feel comfortable or to air out their fears or worries, it also reduces the rate of youth perpetuation in crimes. Because women are basically our first mentors, our first teachers, that's our mothers. When you have a lot of women in strategic positions of leadership in the health sector, in the educational sector, you find out that youths tend to listen to them in terms of advice and mentorship, because they are closer to them, they are always around with them. A practical example is having few women in the construction setting. And you see a hospital build, and the theater is upstairs, maybe on the 4th floor, and the nursery where the babies are kept is on the ground floor. Now tell me, how will a woman that does undergo a cesarean section come downstairs to breastfeed her child 3 times in a day? But if you have a female that is the architect of that building, trust me, she will make sure both the mother and child are kept in the same place, because she understands what it means as a woman to go downstairs after a cesarean session, so she understands better, she feels the pain of a fellow woman better, and she wants to map out the structure of that hospital to favor a fellow woman. So inclusion generally is a passion to me.
But do you see women standing up to those spaces if being created? Because I know of many women that would say, I don't want to go into construction. Maybe something else, not construction. Do you see women wanting to go into those spaces if they have the chance to?
Of course, that's where I come in. That's the gap I'm trying to bridge, to build capacity of women, especially those that are elite. Those just like you said, you find out a medical doctor is being tied around sentiment, religious and traditional sentiment that want to make her remain in her shell, no one to explore her potentials and what she's learned. She's afraid of opportunities, she's afraid of taking leadership role even in her sector. My role and my responsibility as a gender inclusion passionist is to make that woman understand that a lot of women are suffering just because she refused to take up the mandate of doing the right thing, just because she feels less of herself, and because she's been tied down by sentiment. So you cannot, and you won't tell me that we don't have female architects in this country. Of course we do. So most of them are tied down by those sentiments, some of those sentiments. Some of them have been intimidated before and they feel less of themselves. My responsibility is to help them understand better the role they should play and make them come out of their shell and help other women.
With the women you've been working with, are you seeing any breakthrough? Are you changing their minds? Are they accepting the fact that they need to step up?
Of course. An example is the engagement of my organization with the Kano State local vigilante group. Before now, in Kano State, some will tell you there are no female vigilantes. Some will tell you they don't even know. Some will tell you bluntly that it's a lie. There is nothing like female vigilante in Kano State. When my organization realized that there are actually female vigilantes in Kano State, but they are being tied down by some personal reasons and some things that has really affected them, we decided to step in. And stepping in, first we had a meeting with them. We had meeting with their leaders, and which was a door opener to meet the women. From our discussion with them, we realized that there is stigmatization because of religion, society, and cultures and tradition, that the average northerner or an average Kano woman is not supposed to be seen wearing trousers. So we had to do some sensitization to those women to boost their confidence, to make them understand why they assume those offices in the first place. And that actually helped them to find themselves again. It was more like a reminder of why I decided to do this. And we engaged them in a series of trainings. After those trainings, we were able to gain media attention from our trainings, because some of our pictures and our videos actually went viral, and we had people started asking questions like, oh, have there been female vigilantes in Kano State? Not only has that made them come out and feel confident in them, because they got appreciation messages from others. You are really doing great, because we've had testimonies of how they were the first respondents to an early warning signs, how most of them were the first persons that actually saw an early warning signs that they reported to the state police, and it was able to be resolved and traced, and it saved a lot of lives. So our engagement also increased their number rapidly. When we joined, I think the state command recorded only 1% of female vigilantes in Kano State, but as a result of our engagement, I think we have 5%, which is a good progress.
That's an impressive progress.
Of course, thank you.
Now, you said women are the ones to witness early warning signs. Let's come into security issues. Now, the country is battling seriously with serious security problems, and these women, as you say, are able to see these things firsthand or earlier compared to maybe the other counterparts in this sector. How do you think they're going to be able to help, especially in tackling banditry and kidnappings that do happen within their respective areas and villages, because this happen in local areas. So how do you think they will be able to come in and help?
The active role many women have done. Let's not even talk about the northeast in Maiduguri, where we have heroines coming out from communities, trying to stand up in the middle of the night to protect their homes, because when these things actually go sore, you find out that the woman and her children are actually the major victim in this. Now, the active role of a woman in the civilian security sector, as far as early warning, early response is concerned, is reporting. Sometimes most women see these things, right, and they decide to keep quiet simply because they feel their voice are not acknowledged. Now that is the place of the woman, especially when you give room to her in the stakeholder table, where she'll be able to voice out her opinion. In terms of even strategic planning of a security system, you find out that when a woman shares her idea, it will definitely be mind-blowing, because it is creative. It's something she has thought sitting at home. It's something she has think through, something she has pictured, something she has imagined, something she didn't rush into drawing conclusions to. So I think the active role of women should play in terms of Nigerian security today is early warning reporting. When a woman sees an early warning sign, she should report it to sometimes to her husband. She doesn't even need to stress going to the police. Reporting it to her husband might be stepping out. I saw when I was trying to get something earlier in the morning, an example, when I was trying to get something earlier in the morning, I saw some strange boys in his environment, and I don't think they are from here. Her husband will take it up from there. He can report to the district head, he can report to the community leader, even their traditional leaders. And you find out that in our moxies or religious gathering, please, let's take caution. And someone reported there are strange people around, and we'll pick it up from there. Now, who gave the first information? A woman did.
Let's come back to education, because in what you said you're doing, there is education. You have a stake in that area. There was a report lately in Kano and some other northern states that the girl child stays away from school because of lack of pad for menstruation. Something as
that's menstrual poverty.
Yeah, so something as simple as that, keeping girls out of school. How far have you gone in delving into that issue in particular?
Well, some of the projects our organization is doing this year and has done this year, started this year, is tackling menstrual poverty, and we're working on partnering with one of the production companies in Nigeria to be able. First, it has to be affordable.
Yes, it's really expensive.
It has to be affordable, yes. Right? Because some parents find it difficult to even purchase. Example, if I have 7 daughters and my wife, and you're buying a sanitary pad for 750 naira. And one of them tends to use it just for 3 days and is exhausted. Now you are supposed to buy that 7 times every month.
And probably more than
7
once
packs,
for each person.
7 packs every month for each person. And so it means 750 times 7, which looking at the economy is not actually something most families can be able to afford. So our organization has reached out to a manufacturing company, and we are looking at a unique innovation or solution to that, trying to make it affordable and trying to make it accessible, especially to our girls and female adolescents in the rural communities. You find out that most communities in the rurals don't even sell it at all. Some communities in the rurals, some shops, local shops in our rural communities don't even sell it at all. They will tell you if you bring it, nobody will. Of course, they won't buy. It's expensive. So we are working towards that. But before even that, we have done a series of projects this year involving ladies that are working, involving students, involving stay-home women, to be able to figure out what the exact problem is. Because sometimes some will tell you they feel comfortable using certain tissues. Some will tell you they feel comfortable using pieces of clothes because of some misconceptions they've gotten about some sanitary pads. because of some misconceptions they've gotten or fake news they've heard about cancer relating it to sanitary pads.
Infertility.
So, yes, infertility and a couple of that. So we are actually working on doing sensitization first, and have those organizations really subsidize the prices so that it will be affordable for our people.
This work that you're doing seems to be large, seems to be wide, and doing it alone is going to be really difficult. One of the things you mentioned is you're partnering with a production company, which means you do have partners. So how have you been working with other partners, maybe NGOs, to bring your work to life?
I am Dinat, of course, but I have an amazing team of young, passionate and vibrant youth that I work with in our organizations, and all professionals even. So we have different units responsible for different projects and different engagements. We've done series, and we are still doing series of activities or engagements or projects around immunization sensitization, which we've done parts this year, and we partnered with community, we partnered with CHR, we partnered with Comfort, we partnered with a lot of community organizations in Kano State, and we are working on social protection policies, sensitizing citizens about their rights, their privileges, and some things they should hold government accountable, which we're partnering with Action Against Hunger and Save the Children. So we have professionals, young professionals that are concerned with different projects.
For what you've been
different
doing,
units.
Okay, so for what you've been doing, you've been recognized by those who appreciate what you've been doing. One of them is getting an award just recently, and you've been recognizable in issues that are concerned with women, children, and areas that you're into. Talk to us through your achievements and how those things make you feel.
Well, first, I owe my achievement to God and to my family and friends, and to a lot of people that actually believe in me and in what I do. First is I think this year I've gotten 2 international awards. One is the one I got with Young African Leaders Initiative YALI RLC in Accra as the most outstanding young African leader among 76 participants from 9 West African countries. And second is the one that you just mentioned, that is the most recent, the one I won last week, the award of Active Citizen in Gender Equality from Noble Mission. So generally, those awards I think are supposed to be accolades for being focused, accolades for doing what I'm passionate about, and I owe it to everyone that has always believed in me.